I think so. I hope so. I think so.
Okay.
Let's see. I think so. Let me check. Let me check and see. All right. Let's see what we got going on. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning,
Good
everybody.
morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mm. How's everybody's morning? Hope everybody's having a fantastic Wednesday morning. Yes, sir.
Mm.
And I hope you guys have had a great Tuesday, and I hope you have an even better Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost Easter, isn't it?
Yes.
Almost Easter. Easter's around the corner. I know
Right around the
Passover
corner.
was last week,
Mm.
so I remember I celebrated it once or twice with some friends and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
if I remember correctly, they had like a fancy bowl or like a fancy plate for Passover, didn't they?
Yeah. There's a fancy little plate where you put certain symbolic food. I think.
I know there was like eggs, and eggs,
Yep.
matzah, I believe.
Yep.
The the matzah was like the crackers.
The crackers.
Yeah,
That's the ones.
and I don't remember. I think they had gefilte fish in there.
That's like a side snack. Not on the plate though. It's a side snack.
Yeah, I know they had
LRHC
something
says.
like that. Oh, what was that noise? I had a ding. I don't know what that is. Uh, I
I don't
don't know
know.
what that means, but
I don't
okay.
know.
Okie dokie. All right. But yes, good morning, everybody. Yeah, so Easter's around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. Get your Easter eggs out. Who's painting Easter eggs, and
Yeah.
who's collecting those little plasticky ones and putting little candies in them
Candies.
for
Yeah,
the little
candies are
Easter egg
always
hunts?
fun.
Man, I used to love those growing up. I used to love those.
Hmm.
Yeah, I used to love those quite a bit, man. Those were fun. I used to. They also had like a family friend of ours used to always have Easter celebrations
Hmm.
with his friends and his friends' kids there too.
Hmm.
And what we would do is we'd go on these little Easter egg hunts. Hold on, let me make sure that YouTube's working. Yes, it is. Perfect.
Yay.
All right. But yeah, so he would always make sure that we went on these little Easter egg hunts and stuff like that. It was always so much fun
Hmm.
to find these Easter eggs around the neighborhood. It was great.
Mm.
Yeah, always had a good time, you know?
Yep.
Always, always, always.
Yes.
All
All the
right.
Easter
Let's make sure
traditions.
we got one live on Twitch.
Yeah.
Good, good. Good, good.
Yeah. Morning, everybody. Anybody got any Easter plans?
Yeah, anybody got Easter plans? I know I'm gonna get like a smoked ham. I know that for a fact.
Have some ham.
That's the plan.
Ham is the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Ham is indeed the plan, ladies and gentlemen. That's the plan. All right. Make sure we're all set on every platform. All right. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen,
Mm.
I don't know, smoked ham for me and the family. You know,
Yes.
haven't had that in God knows how long. You know, wanted to try something different. You know, wanted to try something different.
Yes.
Yeesh. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Having a good old happy Easter. Maybe have like a little bit of candy, nothing crazy. Maybe like one of those chocolate bunny rabbits or those peeps. You like peeps?
Who likes
Anybody
the
like
peeps?
peeps?
I don't know if I could get into the peeps. Did anyone like
I,
peeps?
I used to like them as a kid. They were like little marshmallows.
Yeah.
They're like the candy corn of Easter. You know, you had them. You know.
You just had them. It's good. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Yeah, you couldn't go wrong. You know, it wasn't bad. It was pretty good. Had a good time with them. The peeps. I wouldn't eat them now. You know, I'm trying to stay away from sweets. And like maybe I'll have like a little bit of sweets for like dessert after dinner or something. But other than that, it's like okay, you know,
Yeah.
nothing really. Nothing really crazy. Yeah. Normally I try to satiate the sweets with like chocolate milk. Chocolate milk is always good. It's like, okay, that keeps the sweet tooth in check. You don't have too much of it. You have it in moderation. Boom, you're good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it keeps you in check there. 1 second.
Yes.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing, ladies and gentlemen. How have you guys been? How's everybody been on your end? Put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
Put it in
Got
the
any
chat,
holiday
ladies and gentlemen.
plans, anything going on, guys?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Is there any other holidays coming up?
Alright.
Are there any other holidays coming up?
I don't know. It comes up after Easter.
There's like Mother's Day and Father's Day and stuff like that.
Then you got the Mother's Day, then the Father's Day, and then going into the summer holidays.
Yeah, don't tell
stuff.
DVO moms. I'm getting her. I don't know what I'll get her yet. Probably flowers. She likes flowers.
Aw,
She likes flowers.
flowers.
I'm probably gonna get her dinner too.
Flowers and dinner.
Flowers and dinner.
Flowers. Not bad.
Ish. Ish. She likes flowers and dinner
Yeah.
or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll see. We shall see what happens. Could be anything. She's right next to me, so I'm not gonna tell her. And after that, Father's Day, so like I could coach something. That's gonna be fun. I don't know what Coach wants. He probably wants food. He probably wants like food and not flowers, but food. Food and a card. He don't really likes that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's more of a food and a card kind of guy. Strangely enough, Coach doesn't. Coach is like, I mean, surprises are okay, but food and a card. He doesn't really, he's very simple like that. God bless. I don't blame him. I love him to death. He always does that. He's like, yeah, food and a card. Hey, can never go wrong with that.
Nope.
I'm more of a food and a card guy myself.
Food and card.
Normally what I do, like, honestly, I just say, here's some money, just buy whatever you want.
Nice.
Look, I mean, I don't know, like, sometimes
You gotta think about it a little bit.
that's what the money is for. Here you go. Here's
the
a
money
wad
is
of
for.
cash. Just go to town. I don't know.
Jeez.
What?
Wow.
What? I don't know. People want certain things, man. I don't know. I just give people money. It's like, okay, here you go. Happy birthday. Boom. Here's a stack. Pop. There you go.
Stack.
Here's one rack of cash. Here you go.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Look, hey. Look, okay?
It's the thought that counts.
The
don't
thought
you
is,
know?
here's money
The
to
thought is,
pay
here's
for
money.
it.
That's good.
Here, the thought is, here's money. There you go. Okay? All right. Jeez.
I know, folks. We just think
being
about that.
bullied.
Put it in the chat.
I'm being bullied. What?
Wow.
Never go wrong with cash.
No, but I mean.
What?
Damn.
What? A DVR mom's like, ooh. You didn't seem to mind.
Oh wow.
I mean, all I'm saying, all right. Italians, they bring a cash. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think Coach could back me up on that one. We normally we bring cash. Yeah, that's normally how we give gifts. It's like, all right, you know what? We don't exactly know what you want, so we're just gonna give you some cash. Here you go. Buy whatever makes you happy. And that's from me. Boom. It's a good way to hack the system too. It's like, I don't know what they want. Well, Cash. Cash is good.
Okay.
What? Yeah, like you can spend it on anything. You can spend it on like a video game. You can spend it on restaurant. You can spend it on jewelry, whatever it is you like. Give you, flowers, dinner, and cash.
Flowers, dinner, and cake.
There you go.
Okay.
What? I'm being criticized for my gift giving skills.
You have to have skills.
I do have skills. That's a skill.
That's a skill.
That is a skill. Very good skill, excuse you.
Yes.
I will have you know people don't mind cash.
No, people don't mind cash many times, we'll say. We won't mind cash.
Ah, never go wrong with cash. See?
Yes.
Alright. Let me get my... So I'm putting the announcements out. So give me a few seconds here, ladies and gentlemen.
Facebooks yet?
Oh, God. Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, that fun aspect. Fun Facebook.
Yes, the Facebook is that they don't get cash.
No.
They don't get no. No, they do not.
No.
How long they
They're not
take?
gonna do
No.
that. No.
It's like, oh, it's Facebook's birthday. Yeah, I'm not giving you cash. Went to my friend, my friend's, somebody who was like my friend's landlord was having a birthday party or something. He's like, I'm not gonna I give you cash every month.
Right?
I mean, he's not wrong.
True.
He got her flowers. Don't worry about it. He got her flowers. He's like, I don't know what to get. Here's flowers. Boom. There you go. Look, I think my gift giving skills are top notch. It's in cash. There you go. Cash money.
Cash money.
Yeah. All right, but yeah. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. All right, you know what? Let's get right into it while I'm sharing stuff. What's up, guys? It's Double Nicks, and welcome to another episode of Microcap Mornings. I am your host with the most. They call me DBL Nicks in the house, aka the Rainmaker.
Yes.
And I am here with the lovely Serengeti specialist, the one, the only, the one with the bushy tail, right? The bushy tail, shaking the bushy tail in the tall weeds, the high trees, the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes 2 cups of coffee. Sometimes she likes to sail the high seas. Sometimes she goes on a microphone and goes, wee!
Okay.
I don't know. After you shoot her out of cannon, she goes, wee. Look, I don't know. You gotta get. She likes RBs. Sometimes she likes RBs.
Yes.
All right. Sometimes she likes to go on the internet, watch videos of puppies and kitties. Ain't that right?
Yeah.
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 Call DBL moms.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, that's what we got going on.
Yeah.
Say hello to the people, DBL moms.
Hello to the people, DBL moms.
You got a wise guy. Wise guy. Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share. Because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring.
Yes,
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join the 4-day trial for our real-time alerts and scanners is in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different. And the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yeah. You know how we do, ladies and gentlemen. You know how we do. And we called quite a bit today. We called LRHC prior to its 133% run. ICAD prior to its 78% run. TGL prior to its 79% run. OMEX, OMEX, prior to its 72% run. BLMZ, which we actually made a video about last night on YouTube. You could check that out. 50%, and then SBEV 68%, and BCTX 44%. So that's what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we got going on. All right, and yesterday we called quite a bit, didn't we? We called quite a bit yesterday. Let's see what we called yesterday. Ah, yes, here we go. All right, so yesterday we called quite a few baggers yesterday. So we called ARBB 64%, STBX 110%, SBEV 131%, SKYE 180%, SNYR 204%, MURA 207%, and our big one, OST 410%.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. We are just made different.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what we got going on.
Excuse me.
Bless you, you moms. Bless you. Is
Thank
the
you.
allergies getting to you too?
I know.
Hey, look, the allergies be like that, man, especially with that pollen.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday, by the way. Did you know that pollen has the same molecular consistency as milk?
Huh?
Yeah,
Milk.
milk. Yeah, yeah. Some people are actually allergic to milk or lactose intolerant,
Well, yeah. I know
especially
that.
during the spring because of the similar molecular structure between pollen and milk.
I thought pollen was more like a dust.
And it is. But there's a similar molecular structure, so anytime the body ingests milk, especially during allergy season, the body kind of mistakes it for pollen, and then it goes, ah! And it just gets rid of it. Yeah?
I see.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right.
It's crazy.
Hey.
Yeah,
Did not know
little
that.
fact, ladies and gentlemen. Little known fact.
I did
Yeah,
not know that.
not a lot of people know that.
No.
Yeah.
I know.
I didn't know that either, but a friend of mine brought it up. He was like he's in the medical field. He's like, yeah, dude, that's what happens. I'm like, wow, really?
Crazy.
Fun little fact. Fact. You know, still
a fun
sharing some
fact.
stuff. But yeah, let's check out ICAD. Let's check out
Yes.
ICAD. Currently up 78%, actually 68% right now, but it hit a high of 78%. They had some news that prospectuses and communication businesses and business combinations form 425.
That was it yesterday.
Yes, they had that come out yesterday. So they had that. They had ICAD stock alert. Halper Sade LLC is actually investigating whether the sale of ICAD is fair to shareholders. So they have that going on. That's not exactly a good bit of news, though.
No.
So they're investigating ICAD right now. ICAD. ICAD also has a pretty high float as well. It has a very high float of 24.33 million. Volume is 3.21 million. Very interesting how the stock had a 78% run with such low volume, such high float, and such bad news. So, me personally, I'm not interested in it. I mean, we called it a bit earlier. It had a nice 78% run, but right now it's meh.
Yeah.
Especially with the new news that came out. So, let's move on.
Yes.
Let's check out something else. What else we got? We had ELAB. ELAB came in a little earlier. ELAB.
Okay.
Let's take a look at ELAB. All right, let's zoom in the room over here. ELAB recently hit a low of $2.25 off of a high of $5.63. Looks like it's trying to curl back up, but it is a bit oversold on the RSI. Meaning it could potentially move back up, but you'd have to see what happens. The float for the stock is a little bit low at 375,000. Volume is 1 million, ladies and gentlemen, 1 million. So, looking right now, it's got a better volume than the float, but at the same time, the float is a little bit low. So I got to keep an eye on that because when it's low float, the stock tends to be a bit more volatile, in my opinion. You know how we do.
Right.
But they do have some news that they signed a letter of intent to acquire a profitable U.S.-based customer IT packaging company. So you got that going on.
Yes.
And yeah, they're going to be. They got some acquisition news there.
Right.
Yeah. So that's going to be.
Okay.
We'll see what happens there. We shall see what happens there. but that's some pretty good news that they got an acquisition. So we'll see what goes down. We'll see what goes down. This actually came out at 8:15 a.m. So it's still relatively fresh news, still relatively fresh. We'll see what goes on. Let's zoom in the room over here. Looks like it's trying to form a bit of a cup and handle potentially, but it does have a couple of wicks of indecisiveness because it is a very low float stock. It's up, but the volume is 1 million, so it does have a higher volume than the float.
Right.
However, because the price is so low, it's very, very sporadic. So me personally, I'd have to keep my eye on it, but we'll see what happens. Again, it is a bit oversold, so it could potentially move back up. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens over here. Let's get this little graffiti pencil over here. I see a bit of a cup and handle. It's a very wobbly cup and handle, but a cup and handle nonetheless. It's a potential cup and handle right over here. So we'll see what happens. Maybe it could crawl back up. I don't know. It does have to break through this VWAP though over here at around $3. So we'll see what goes down. We shall see what goes down, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let me see over here. Get myself all set. But yeah, that's what we got going on with that one. DBO Moms, find me something else while I handle this over here. Just got to deal with this little thing for Facebook and Instagram. All right. Alrighty, let me get some water on me. Let me get some water, ladies and gentlemen. But how are you guys doing, man? How's everybody?
How you all?
Hope you guys have been doing good, man. Hope you guys have been doing wonderful.
Yes.
Let's see here. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's get ourselves set. It's springtime, yes.
Springtime.
It's springtime. Extreme wepas. That's an inside joke between Double Moms and I.
Yeah.
We went to a martial arts clinic a while back, and the guy spoke with a bit of an accent. So instead of saying extreme weapons, which is the name of the tournament thing, he said extreme wepas. And it stuck with us for life.
Yeah,
It stuck with, because it was amazing. The guy said it, nice guy, very sweet guy, but he said extreme weapons. I'm like, yeah. I don't know what you said, but yeah, no, he said extreme weapons, but
What did he say? Weapons.
weapons, because it was a martial arts thing, it was a martial arts clinic. So he said extreme weapons. Yeah.
That was good.
That stuck with us for a while. We were like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy too, very nice guy. God
Yes,
bless him. I
nice
hope he's
guy.
doing wonderful. I always he's doing wonderful. But man, he would say that repeatedly, and it was like, oh.
It was an announcement.
It was a fond
Made it
memory,
over the
man.
PA system. It was funny.
Oh yeah, no. He said it over the PA system.
Yeah.
It was hilarious and amazing.
That was fun.
God bless.
That was fun.
God bless, man. Ooh, let me see here. Let's get this over here.
Yeah, that over there.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Alright, DBO Moms, what you got for me? What you got? SBEV? SBEV? Yeah, let's check it out. SBEV has been moving quite a bit. If I remember correctly, SBEV was actually moving yesterday. I'm pretty sure we called it yesterday, actually, at 131%. So, I'm pretty sure we did that. Yeah, we did. We called it. We called it, and it hit a high of 131% yesterday. So, it had a nice little run. The float for the stock is 1.29 million. Volume is 15.98 million. So the volume is approximately 15 times higher than the float. That's excellent news for me. I like that. I'm good with that, But as of now, there is no news for the stock. No news at all. It has been moving quite a bit, though. It has been moving quite a bit. Let me get rid of this drawing over here. Actually, let me get rid of these drawings. Clear drawings. There we go. Good. All right, let's see. Now, SBEV does have a history of being overbought as of recently, but it also has a history of being a little bit oversold. So As of now, it was a bit more overbought than normal. Right now, it's not overbought or oversold, but it was overbought earlier in the day at around 7 o'clock. So yeah, we got that going on. Let's zoom in the room. Actually, before we zoom in the room, let's get the graffiti pencil activated. All right, let's see what we got going on. First things first, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. Let's get that out of the way. That nice little high at $4.85. That is an absolute high. 463, 442. You got some more over here at 362. That's a support line. All right, you got another one over here at 291, 307, 227, 236, 205, 187, 133, and 96 cents over here. So that's what you got going on. Let's zoom in the room. Let's see over here. And again, it was a bit overbought earlier this morning on the RSI, so we're going to keep an eye on it. We're going to be keeping a very close eye on it. Hold on. Could never go wrong with water. No. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's see what we got over here. So for starters, let's get the graffiti pencil over here. Bop. All right, we got ourselves an A to B, B to C, C to D, right over there. Boom, right there. Bop. All right, get another one over here. A little bit of a descending wedge over Mya. Pow, right there. And then you got another one curling back up off the descending wedge a little bit with a little bit of bot right there. Okay, so that's what you got going on. It does have a bit of a channel, though. It has a bit of a channel time. Channel time. It's channel time. Now you're wondering, where's the channel? Okay, the channel is over Mya, right over here. This is a common channel time over here. Boom, right there. You see that? Look at that. Yep, a little bit of channel time. So it has to break that $4.42 mark over Mya for it to be remotely schmexy to Mya. You know what I mean? Yeah, you feel me? Now listen. All right. It also just broke the VWAP, so that is also very good. Again, this stock has a float of $1.29, not $1. It has a float of 1.29 million. Volume is 16.66 million, ladies and gentlemen. So the volume is pretty good. The volume is 16 times that of the float. Can never go wrong with that. It is testing the high a little bit. It is testing the resistance point over here. Yes. Has to break through that $4.42 resistance line and hold at the $3.62 line over there. So we'll see what happens. It just broke through the line. Let's see what goes down. Let's see. It just broke through. It has to keep going, though. It does have to keep going. It's still trying to fight to break through that line. It's peeking through it a little bit. It's peeking through that 442 a little bit, but it has to keep going. That's the only thing about it, though. Has to keep going. So right now, it is trying to test that high. Still trying to test it. We'll see what goes on. Could this potentially be maybe a cup and handle as well? Possibly, maybe. Too early to tell, but I mean, I could put it up there a little bit. Could be a little bit of a cup and handle bop going on over here, because there are a couple of little overlapping things over there. All it really needs is the handle, and then boom, could potentially curl up. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens with that. We shall see what happens. Currently, SBEV is 56% up. 56%. Again, had a high yesterday of 131% when we called it. We called SBEV a while ago, ladies and gentlemen. We called it yesterday around, I'd say, 2:56 a.m. That was when we called it yesterday. We called it at 2:56 a.m. yesterday, and then it ran up and hit a nice little high of 131%. So we'll see what happens. Could this potentially run again? Could be a multi-day runner. I don't know. Potentially. Possibly. Maybe. We'll see. We shall see, ladies and gentlemen. We shall see. You never know, right, T-Ball Moms?
Yep. We have to see.
All right. But while we're waiting for it, while we're waiting for SBEV to do its thing, let's take a look at another stock. Let's take a look at NB. NB seems to be coming in a little bit, so let's see what we got going on. There are a couple of wicks of indecisiveness, so potentially this stock might have a low volume. Looking at it right now, 30 million volume, very low, 30 million float, which
Yes.
is pretty high. Not liking that. And the volume is 467,000.
Very
And to
low.
top it off, no news. So, not liking that too much, ladies and gentlemen. Not liking that too much. Let's check out SDA because SDA just came in. Let's check that out. Bop, right there. Okay, let me see over here. Yeah, boom. There we go. All right, SDA currently also a bit choppy. A little bit choppiness. A little bit of choppiness on this one.
Yeah.
This one is also a
I
high
would say
float.
that.
There's a lot of high floaters today that are just popping in. We'll see. Let's see what's going on here. Float is 34 million. Not liking that. Volume is 30,000. And no news. Nah. Not Schmexy. Not Schmexy at all. Let me see SBEV. Let's go back to SBEV. SBEV seems like it's the best one right now. All right, because it could potentially keep going. Let's see what we got going on. All right, a little bit of consolidation. Now, if it's forming a cup and handle, which it could potentially be, then, might be going according to plan. You never know. But right now, it does have to break through this little line over here.
Right.
So, if it is forming a cup and handle, it could potentially curl up, but we got to see. This one does have a 1.29 million float, and the volume is 17.49 million. So the volume is now 17 times out of the float, and it keeps curling up. It keeps creeping up. So we'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. We shall see.
Yes.
That's how it'd be. That's how it would be. All right. So yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at what else we got. What else we got, TV moms? What else we got? MIRA seems to be moving.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at
Take a look
MIRA.
at
Mira aquí.
MIRA.
Mira aquí means look over here in Spanish, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. In case you don't speak Spanish, a little español, Suavemente, besame,
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's a Mira is now up 37%, now 43%. Looks like it's moving up nicely. Mira has some news. MIRA has some news that they had some Section 13 and 15D Form 10 KAs, which means that there was some insider buying. It looks like it's hitting new highs right now at $1.32. $1.32 is the new high right there. It also has some insider buying news. Has a lot of that in the form of a Form 8K, and also announced some positive results for ketamine 2 in diabetic neuropathy animal model, reinforcing confidence ahead of phase 1 completion. So right now they got a bit of news there. They got a bit of news going on, so that's pretty good. Let's check the float. The float is a little bit high at 10.09 million. Volume's a little bit low at 7.14 million. So the volume's a little bit lower than the float. Could that change? Maybe. We'll see what happens. But as of now, I'm not liking it too much because the volume is a little bit too low for the float. So, and also because MIRA is a bit overbought on the RSI, a little bit overbought, so we got to see what happens. Did hit a nice high of $1.32 though, so let's move in a little bit. Let's see what we got going on. Let's get the graffiti pencil. It is on an uptrend here, but it is forming a bit of a top tail. We don't like the top tails, DBL moms. We like the bottom tails. Yes, we do. We like the bottom tails. The bottom tails are good. Bottom tails. Let me get rid of this. Get this over here. Boom. Bop. There we go. All right. Keeping an eye on things. Currently, this is still above the VWAP, so that's pretty good. And again, they have news that they announced positive results for ketamine 2 in diabetic neuropathy of animal model, reinforcing confidence ahead of the phase 1 completion. So that's what we got going on. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you're seeing, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. Remember to share, because sharing is caring, baby. Sharing is caring. You know how we do. That's how we do. All right, let's see if we can it break through that $1.32 mark? Can it break through that $1? Yes, it can. $1.34. $1.34. There we go. Let's see some movement. Yes, sir. All right, let me get that over here. Boom, right there. All right, looking good. Yes, and another one over yeah, right there. All right, and of course a little bit of movement back over and another one over You know, a little bit of meow. So,
Yes.
a little bit of meow. You meow, me meow.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the news helps.
So, it does need to break through
Yes.
this $1.28 line over here. So, we got that going on. We're going to keep an eye on that. And, of course, it has to break through 134. So, we'll see what's going on there. Again, this stock has insider buying news and positive results for ketamine 2 and diabetic neuropathy animal model, reinforcing confidence ahead of phase 1 completion. And of course, the volume seems to be creeping up a little bit.
Yep.
The float is 10.09 million. The volume is 8.99 million. So we got that going on, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we got going on.
You do.
But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, for now, I'm gonna keep this one a little short. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when the videos are uploaded. And remember to share.
Remember to share.
Because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. You can find us on YouTube at Coach Sick Money.
At Coach Sick Money.
Like, comment, and subscribe, because we do put up a lot of news about, videos on news, videos on stocks, stock reviews.
Yep.
And of course, DBO Moms does have her little series going on where she pops up and she puts up financial news and stock news. So we got that going on. Of course, also we have some pearls of wisdom with Mama Money. And of course, our own little shorts on YouTube, as well as our live streams, as well as our microcap mornings and all that good stuff. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Share, baby, share.
Share, baby, share.
Yeah, share, baby, share. So you got that going on. You can also find us on X.com, aka Twitter, at Coach Sick Money.
At Coach Sick Money.
At Coach Sick Money. You can find us there, where we do a lot of stunk reviews, analysis, etc. of the market. You can find that there. You can find a lot of posts and stuff there. You can keep track of what we're up to, what little things we're up to, and what we're doing, as well as stay apprised of new videos and updates as they come out, ladies and gentlemen. So you can find that there. You can find us at Coach Sick Money.
Coach Sick Money. At
Coach Sick Money on the X.com, aka Twitter. You can also find us on Twitch at Coach Sick Money.
At Coach Sick Money.
Where we do a lot of live streams on both X and Twitch. We do live streams on X and Twitch as well. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. You can find us there at Coach Sick Money.
At Coach Sick Money.
At Coach Sick Money, where we do a lot of different little bits of news and other things like that. We do news and other stuff there, as well as analysis there. Check us out there. You can also find us on TikTok, aka Tiki Taki Tiki Taki, aka the Tac Tac. The Tac Tac.
Yes.
You can find us there at DBL Nicks.
At DBL Nicks.
At DBL NICKS. The stream name is Coach Nick Money.
Yes, it is.
You can find us there, ladies and gentlemen, where we do a lot of little stunk reviews and things of that nature. We do a lot of shorts and stuff there, and sometimes we stream there too. So yeah, be sure to check that out as well. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, also, if you want access to our 4-day trial for our real-time alerts and scanners, so you can get runners like the ones that we got, like LRHC, which went up 133%, or if you want to get baggers like our, for example, other baggers over here at OST, which went up 410%, MURA 207%, SNYR 204%, SKYE 180%, SBEV, which went up 131, and STBX at 110. Be sure to check that out. Link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. You get a 4-day trial for $199 while supplies last, ladies and gentlemen, because hey, that deal might be changing soon. You never know. So got to keep an eye on that, ladies and gentlemen. Got to keep an eye on that. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we love you guys. We will see you tomorrow. We will see you tomorrow. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Have an even better tomorrow. And of course, make a lot of money. Be greenable. I hope all your dreams and aspirations come true.
Yes, sir.
All right. And take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful Wednesday and a terrific Thursday after that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
We love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.